Hey, good morning, dragons. I'm Mr. Salerno, and this is Flame, and we want to welcome you to the News of Camelot. Today's Monday, June 9th, 2025. It's our last Monday together, Flame. The year has gone by so fast. We have a new start to the week, and we're going to persevere, right, dragons? Before we get going on that, let's hear what Jacob has to say. Take it away, Jacob.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Time for the moment of silence.
Look at you go, Jacob. Great job. We're so glad you led us in the Pledge of Allegiance and the moment of silence. And Flame, we have a very interesting show today. We've got a lot of things that are happening at the end of today's program that the dragons can enjoy. So we're going to start with Miss Flaherty's Word of the Week. Miss Flaherty's Word of the Week last week, you might remember, was a red word and had to talk about how we can see the goodness and be the goodness all the time and take this from good to what? What was that fancy 5-letter word that Miss Flaherty said? We can always be this, no matter where we are. That's right, dragons. Great. G-R-E-A-T. Pronounced great. And these are the classes that could figure out that it was Miss Flaherty's Word of the Week of great. Miss Nishihira's class, Miss Schwartz's class, Miss Wilson, Miss Snyder, Miss Hirsch's class, Miss Noon, Miss Fung, Miss Kim, Miss Troop got great, Miss Rossini, Miss Kai, and Miss Hamrock all got great, which is great. So even if you're in Camelot or you're out and about all over the country or all over the world, you know that seeing the goodness and being the goodness allows us to be great. Da-da-da! It's time for the birthday box! We went through all the June birthdays, right, Flame? We went through all the June birthdays last episode. We didn't do birthdays from yesterday, though. And did you know, dragons, we actually have no birthdays today? That's pretty interesting. But for yesterday, we had 2 special dragons that had a birthday. We had Anam in 2nd grade. Happy birthday to you, Anam. And we had Skander in 1st grade. That is neat stuff. And yes, we have to recognize our summer birthdays. Check out the list of these dragons that have a birthday from July 1st all the way through July 16th. Today's program, dragons, we have 3 very special readings and musical pieces. Not only can you hear the birds, but you can also hear how the 6th graders, the Kangaroos, the Wallabies, and the Koalas put together an excellent musical piece that is accompanied by a story. See if you like it, teachers, feel free to leave it on and have it roll through for the end of the show, and enjoy the great experiences and enjoy the great talent from our 6th grade. So, on behalf of Flame, I'm Mr. Salerno. Have an awesome Monday, dragons. You're so close. Make sure you see the goodness, be the goodness, and we can't wait to see you tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.
Harry McClary, sit.
Something was happening down in the park. Such a yap could be heard, such a blusterous bark. A fidget of dogs lined up on the grass for the Kennel Club's special obedience class.
Harry McClary felt breezily bad, jittery, skittery, mischievous mad. The leader said, "Sit!" but he wouldn't obey. The other dogs sat, but he scamped away.
Galloping here, galloping there, frolicking everywhere. Galloping here, galloping there, rollicking
down, called the leader, so tangled in knots that, off in a hurry, sped bottomly pots.
Galloping here, galloping there, frolicking everywhere. Galloping here, galloping there, frolicking everywhere.
Heel, cried the leader, but skipping away, while the others went muffin McClay.
Galloping here, galloping there, frolicking everywhere. Galloping here, galloping there, frolicking everywhere.
Stay, roared the leader, husky and hoarse, but out of the clutches slipped Hercules Morse.
Galloping here, galloping there, frolicking everywhere. Galloping here, galloping there, frolicking everywhere.
Come, howled the leader, but looking for fun were Bitzer Maloney and Snitzel Von Crumb.
Galloping here, galloping there, frolicking everywhere. Galloping here, galloping there, frolicking everywhere.
Way, yelled the leader, but keeping free, wind, custard, and noodle in barnacle bee.
Galloping here, galloping there, frolicking everywhere. Galloping here, galloping there, frolicking everywhere.
They raced round the fountain, they chased through the trees, they barged over gardens and scattered the leaves. They hurtled past sheds and the bandstand beyond, and they rushed through the hedge and went
Splat in the pond. The end.
Boo to a goose.
I dance with a pig in a shiny green wig, but I wouldn't say boo to a goose.
I'd ride on a roo to Kamala Zoo, but I wouldn't say boo to a goose.
I would dive from a mountain right into a fountain, but I wouldn't say boo to a goose. I'd play with a snake if I found one awake, but I wouldn't say boo to a goose.
I'd gobble up snails from smelly old pails, but I wouldn't say boo to a goose.
I'd take a long walk from here to New York, but I wouldn't say boo to a goose. I'd swim with a whale without going pale, but I wouldn't say boo to a goose.
I'd feed my pajamas to giant piranhas, but I wouldn't say boo to a goose.
I'd dye my hair yellow and make my grandma bellow, but I wouldn't say boo to a goose.
I'd walk on my knees past a hive full of bees, but I wouldn't say boo to a goose.
I'll eat all the butter from here to Calcutta, but I wouldn't say boo to a goose.
I do all these things quite bravely, you see, but I wouldn't say boo to one goose or three because a goose said boo to me. The end.
Little Bunny's balloon.
On a planet not too far away, little Bunny lived with his family in a big house.
Today happens to be Little Bunny's birthday, but no one in his family seemed to have remembered, not even Little Bunny's parents. No one cares about my birthday, thought Little Bunny sadly as he flopped on Richie. A red balloon floated by. Someone must have lost their beautiful balloon, said Little Bunny. I will catch it and return it.
Little Bunny chased after the balloon, but it was not easy to catch. Hello, greeted Caterpillar. How may I help you? Can you help me catch the red balloon? Asked Little Bunny.
Caterpillar walked foot over foot until they walked at the edge of a cliff. This is the end of the road, he said. Little Bunny saw the balloon still floating away. Just then, Ladybird flew to greet Little Bunny. How may I help you? She said. Can you help me catch the red balloon? Asked Little Bunny.
Ladybird soared high in the sky. She threw Little Bunny over the valley and into the other side of the cliff. Thank you, Ladybird, said the little bunny. Good luck catching the balloon, she said, and waved goodbye. Little Bunny reached up to grab the balloon when suddenly it was lifted by a strong wind high above the forest. Oh no, yelled Little Bunny.
Deep inside the dark forest, Little Bunny lost sight of their tiny red balloon. Giraffe trotted over to greet Little Bunny. How may I help you? He asked. Can you help me catch the red balloon? Asked Little Bunny.
Giraffe dodged big and little trees, and he strode to the edge of the forest. Thank you, said Little Bunny. I hope you catch the balloon, said Giraffe. Little Bunny chased the balloon until he got to the river. I can't swim. How will I cross the water? He said. Turtle popped up to greet Little Bunny. How may I help you? He said. Can you help me catch the red balloon? Bunny asked.
Slowly, Turtle paddled across the wide river. Little Bunny thanked him and hopped off. I've been over the land, in the skies, through the forest, and across the river, cried Little Bunny. It's getting late, and I don't know where I am. I want to go home. Little Bunny looked up. Where was he? Suddenly, he spotted not one, but hundreds of balloons.
The balloons floated on top of the hillside beside a big house, his house.
Surprise! Happy birthday, Little Bunny! The end.